Mr. Joyner, before the COVID vaccine, what was the highest grossing drug of all time?
I'm sorry, before the what?
Mr. Joyner, before the COVID vaccine, what was the highest grossing drug of all time?
Humira.
Humira. That's because for 20 years, Humira was the only option for rheumatoid arthritis patients. People didn't have cheaper alternatives, and they literally ended up paying the price, and that price without insurance was a whopping $7,000 per month. And before you decide to put all the blame onto AbbVie, the manufacturer of Humira, I will remind you that I had some choice words for AbbVie's CEO. So, Mr. Gonzalez, you're spending all this money to make sure you make money rather than spending money to invest in, develop drugs, and help patients with affordable life-saving drugs. You lie to patients when you charge them twice as much for an unimproved drug, and then you lie to policymakers when you tell us that R&D justifies those price increases. But good news, in 2023, Humira's patents finally ended and cheaper biosimilar drugs came on the market. So, Mr. Joyner, by the end of 2023, how much of the market did Humira's competitors control?
Less than 1%.
Wait, you're telling me that patients had the option to get a much cheaper drug, and almost everyone wanted to pay more money to get Humira? Make it make sense, Mr. Joyner. Were the biosimilars not as clinically effective?
No, it's a great question, Congresswoman, and generally speaking, the products that came to market initially were priced more like brands. So we actually was part of working with another manufacturer, bringing a product to market that was actually 82% less than the list price of Humira. And in April of this year, we actually removed Humira, the most successful product in the country, from our formulary. We converted 97% of that volume. In fact, in just 3 weeks' time, we moved more market share than all was dispensed in 2023.
Mr. Joyner, that's remarkable. Why did it take a year and a half?
We believe because...
Was it because you were waiting until you could manufacture your own version of Humira called, I believe it's Hyrimoz?
So we actually brought a product to market in April because that's when we believed that there was enough manufacturing capacity to
April of 2024.
Correct. We saved 50% off of the 2022 spend, $500 million worth of savings for our customers, and the patients were basically paid $0 out of pocket. So it was a really great success story.
There's no doubt that Humira having competition has been a good thing. But you waited over a year from when the Humira biosimilars became available to put them on your drug list. Yes or no?
So not a year from when the Hyrimoz product was introduced.
No, let me repeat the question. Let's try to get an answer. How long did CVS, yes or no, Caremark, wait a year to add Humira biosimilars to their drug list?
No, we added biosimilars to our drug list in 2023. We didn't remove Humira until April of...
So a patient would have paid the same for Humira and the biosimilars at that time?
They would have also had copay support, so they could have had gotten the benefit of a $0 out-of-pocket cost.
How much did CVS receive in rebates from Humira's manufacturer, AbbVie, in 2023?
I'm not certain.
Mr. Chairman, I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record a Kaiser Family Foundation Health News article titled, "Save Billions or Stick with Humira, Drug Brokers," that would be you all, "steer Americans to the costly choice."
Without objection, so ordered.
So that article says that Humira's rebates were at least 40 to 60% of the drug's list price in 2023. Does that sound right to you?
It's in the ballpark.
Okay, so let's use the low figure of 40% being the rebate off the list price that you negotiated. This is your value in the marketplace, correct? Negotiating this rebate. How much did Humira generate in sales in 2023? Do you know?
I do not know.
14.4 billion. What's 40% of 14.4 billion?
So 52?
Pretty good. Pretty good math. $5.6 billion. Did all that money that you got as a rebate, did it go to patients?
The rebates were passed through to our customers, the employers, the organizations that fund healthcare in this country, and then they use those dollars, in some cases, to actually pass it on to the members.
You didn't retain any of that rebate?
As we mentioned in my opening statement, CVS Caremark retains, passes through 99+% of all the rebates that we negotiate with the manufacturers.
Look, I think here's the problem. Pharmacy benefit managers today are the worst kind of middlemen. You stop competition, you prevent transparency, you manipulate markets, and you make our healthcare system more complicated. Dr. Kutzner, you said healthcare is hard. No. The practice of medicine is hard. Healthcare is just a profit center in this country. I yield back.